Chapter 8. Unconscious Mastery. Lisa immediately began working on Quinn's numb hands and forearms. Her touch was professional yet warm, gently kneading the muscles that had been locked in agonizing, isometric contraction for nearly an hour. The combination of her practiced technique and the sudden release of tension allowed the blood to flood back, bringing with it a throbbing, pins and needles sensation. "Don't worry, keep it up," Lisa said softly, her eyes focused on his wrists. "I think you have the qualities to become an exceptional proceduralist." "What qualities?" Quinn asked, slowly starting to feel the heavy presence of his own hands again. "Composure under duress and perseverance," Lisa stated, pulling his wrist gently. "That was 50 minutes of sheer agony, but you never wavered. Dr. Lin risked the patient's renal artery on your hands, and you delivered. That kind of mental toughness is the hardest thing to teach." Quinn absorbed her words, recognizing the truth. His mastered skill gave him the blueprint for perfect stabilization, but his human will had been pushed to its absolute limit. The new assignment. In no time, the 10-minute break was over. Dr. Lin stood up from his rest station and looked directly at Quinn. "Quinn, how was your rest? Are your hands recovered?" Dr. Lin asked, a genuine note of concern in his voice. "I'm fully rested, Director. Thank you to Lisa," Quinn confirmed, giving the nurse a subtle nod. "Excellent. I noticed your meticulous work during the first case's vascular suturing," Dr. Lin said. "Dr. Axton, you and Quinn will partner on the deep fascial and layered closure. I want the deep sutures done perfectly before the external skin closure." The room had mixed reactions. Suturing and layered closure were basic fundamentals, but assigning the most complex part of the closure to an undergraduate BSN, even one who had just saved the day, over a fully qualified resident was a massive statement. Dr. Axton stepped forward, his expression tight. He was a Ph.D. resident who had spent years fighting for this hospital access, and now he was being told to collaborate on fundamentals with a former scrub nurse. "Quinn, are you familiar with layered trauma closure techniques?" Dr. Axton asked, his tone polite but condescending. "Yes, Dr. Axton. I can follow your lead," Quinn replied, deciding it was best to defer publicly. Dr. Axton was left with no choice but to acquiesce. "Fine. I'll let him do the easy skin stitch, but I'll handle the important fascial layers," he thought, masking his resentment. Dr. Lin, meanwhile, had already stepped aside to rest with Dr. Robi, leaving the two young men to the closing procedure. Unconscious mastery. The moment Quinn picked up the suture needle, Dr. Axton's internal resentment vanished. Quinn's movements were swift, mechanical, and flawless. The needle entered and exited at mathematically precise points, and each throw of the knot was executed with the same mechanical rhythm seen only in surgeons who had performed the procedure thousands of times. The closure of the deep fascia was smooth, tension-free, and incredibly fast. Dr. Axton, who had intended to show off his own technique, was relegated to merely assisting the flow. He watched Quinn's hands with mounting awe. This level of mastery and basic skills surpassed his own by a significant margin. Seated not far away, Dr. Lin watched, nodding with deep satisfaction. He spoke quietly to Dr. Robi. "Dr. Robi, look at his fundamentals. You see his layered suturing? The mechanical quality is exceptional." "I do, Director," Dr. Robi replied. "It speaks of discipline that is rare in young clinicians today. He is a truly gifted asset." Dr. Lin pondered briefly, confirming a thought that had been solidifying since the previous day. "He's a good prospect, Dr. Robi. I think he is the long-term solution to the workload in this department. As for the Ph.D. requirements, we can upgrade his status gradually, but genuine skill trumps paper." On the procedural table, Quinn suddenly realized his mistake. He had become so immersed in the smooth, flowing rhythm of the mastered suturing skill that he had unconsciously completed nearly the entire deep closure, leaving Dr. Axton nothing but the simple final skin stitch. "Dr. Axton, my apologies," Quinn said, setting down the needle. "I got carried away. I've finished the fascial layers. Would you mind handling the remaining simple skin suture? Dr. Axton snapped out of his daze. He saw the nearly completed, flawless closure, then looked at the respectful way Quinn had handed off the final, easiest part of the job. He's not only a prodigy, but he's incredibly courteous, Dr. Axton thought. The envy softened, replaced by a begrudging, professional respect. The surgery was done. Quinn had not only survived an endurance test, but had proven that his brilliance was not a single specialized event, but a deep-seated foundation of unwavering fundamentals.